Okay, so I'm back with my tablet style journal, and for this one we are creating a little different where it flips up instead of opening like a book. And so for this one so far I've made the cover, and I still want to make some changes to the cover. So I did add some lace here to the back, but I'm thinking I may want some down the edge here, because if you recall, if you saw the first video when I created this one, I put this pocket on before I decided to add the lace. So now I have lace at the top here. I'll turn it this way. I have it here and going down to this point, but then I don't have any on this side, and don't want to cover up this crochet. So I'm thinking of adding some lace down the back here, but then it's going to look a little strange everywhere else. So I'm still deciding on how I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to let that be for now, and I'm going to focus on the inside, and then we can always come back and focus on the outside. So first off, we have these pages. If you saw my video before this one, so the first video we made the cover, the second video we added the pages. And because paper in the US, I don't know if other countries would have a longer paper you could use, but in the US, paper's not really long enough, so we had to rotate our pages so that you've got a long page and a short page, and then a long page and a short page. And that's because the paper's not long enough to fold in half and have two pages the same length to add to your journal. So we just folded it so that we had the right length, and then we didn't worry about having the short pages because we're going to use those in different ways. So the easiest way, my first idea was to just fold these up and use them as pockets. So we're going to go through and decide which ones we want to use as pockets and how we want to use them, and then we'll go back through and decorate them. So I've just got my this is 2.5 inch hole punch, but you could use any size, and I'm just going to cut just a little dip into the pocket. And so then I'm going to take my ink pad, and so then I'm going to ink it just a little bit, just to get that white edge off where I cut it and where I punch the half circle. So there we go. And so then I'm just going to attach that down as a pocket. So we'll just run a line of glue down the side, or down each side, and then that's all we'll have to do. Since it's sewn into the book, we don't have to worry about gluing across the bottom. You could if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. And so I'm going to make sure the pages are lined up, put it on there evenly, and then just press down. So we have our first one as a pocket. This book is going to be really hard to keep on camera because I'm zoomed in so you can see what I'm doing, but then the book is, too long for the camera. So we're going to try my best to stay on camera. And I don't think I'm going to take all of them. I'm not just going to fold all of them up as pockets. So I'm just going to flip through and decide which ones I do want to fold up as pockets, and then other ones I'll use a different way. So I kind of like this one as a pocket as well. But instead of making them all with the scooped, which you can make them all scooped out and so that everything is cohesive and the same, but I like to do things different in my journal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and fold it back, and I'm just going to put a little angle on this one so that we have just like a little angled pocket. Now I am going to trim that little bit off there since it's going to fold up in it. I'm just going to leave the rest though, because that will just strengthen the actual pocket. This will just strengthen the paper even more. So then I will glue this down so that it's not trying to stick up when we add things in there. I don't think it would be a problem, but I'm just going to glue it down just in case. Just quickly glue it down. And then I'm just going to glue the pocket down once again, adding glue to each side. There we go. And then we'll just attach it to our page. So that's another little idea. And I'm going to come back and decorate it. I'm thinking I'll come back and put some lace on that, but we'll see in a few moments what we decide to do. So I like this side. I'm not going to fold that one up. Let's see here. Which other ones we have? Just looking. I think there was just one back here that I wanted to do. At the very back, yes, at the very back there was one. I love this paper. So I'm just going to fold this one up. And do I want to do it any differently? I think I'm going to take my 2.5 inch punch, and I'm just going to punch out a fairly large circle out of it. I think I may want to do a little bit different. Hold on. I think I'm going to slant it more. Let's see here. There we go. Let me take my scissors and just trim it off. So we have just like a dipped in pocket. I thought it'd be something different. I'm going to ink that one since I cut into it. I think it just does something a little different pocket. Just doing some different things, and then we'll decorate these up. Do I like that, or do I want to cut a little bit more out? I think I want to get this sharp point out right here. If I can get it in here. Oops. Now I don't like that. Okay, so we're just going to fold this one back as well, but we'll fold it just a little different since I don't have as much left, and it'll just be like that. So yeah, if you mess up like me, then you can just fix it. I didn't like that. I kind of wanted the half circle out of it, but at the same time, I did not like what it looked like. So since I didn't like it, we'll just change it to a slanted pocket. And I like the slanted pockets anyway, so it's not going to be any big deal. Then you can just tuck things in there. I did add just a little glue down here. I don't think I needed to, but I did. Okay, so that is those pockets. Now, what do we want to do with this one? So let me see here. This is the time to bring in the paper that we couldn't cut down as pages. And we couldn't use those as pages because, like, for example, this girl, we would turn the page like this, and then when we folded it, it would kind of look strange with her sideways. But now we can use it to attach down here. So what I'm going to do first, let me make sure it's going to work okay. I'm going to try first cutting off right above her little hat. So let's see how that will look. I'm kind of tight on my desk here. I got so many things around me. I'm going to have to reorganize, I think. So I'm just going to cut right near the top of her hat, cut just a little bit off, and then I'm going to trim a little bit more at the bottom of her feet because I don't need it but so wide. Okay. And then let's see here. So I don't know if I want her there or if I want her on the back side. Let me see here. Could be on the back. Okay, I'm going to put her on the front here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mark with my fingernail there, and we're going to fold the paper over. And make sure we're folding it about the width of this page. Or I could just do like that. Let me just wrap it around and see if it's going to fit. I want it to be exactly the width of this page. And I could have measured, I guess. So now let's straighten it up. And we're just going to wrap this around that little flap there that's hanging down. Let's see how that fits. Yes, it does. And then we're just going to fold this back. So I'm just going to fold it in just a little and see how that looks. I may have folded it too much, but I will see. It may not fit inside there. I may have to do it more like this. Well, we're just going to fold just a little smaller. Hopefully you can see. Just have to adjust it. It's no big deal. The idea is to get it so that it wraps around the page. There we go. So then I'm just going to take, and I want it to I do want this flap to wrap around it. So I'm just going to do that. And then I'm just going to slide it down so that it's the length of all the other pages. And we'll put it right there. Now, do we just want to make this, because you can write up here, do we want to just add it like that, or does it need to be a pocket? It could just be plain on that side. I think that side's going to be plain. And maybe this one's going to be the tuck spot, the pocket this time. I am trying to decide. I think that's how we're going to do it. So let's go ahead and add some glue to this flap. My hands do not want to work today. And then line up with the pages. And then flap over. and I forgot to add the glue here. So what we need to do is I need to add glue inside. So I'm gonna make this girl flat to the page. So I'm gonna add glue behind her. I'm not gonna add glue to this side because that's gonna be a pocket. So I need glue at the bottom here first so we can make it into a pocket. I know I'm making this very confusing, but I am just creating this as I go. This is the first time I've created a journal like this, like I said in the other video, and I'm just letting my ideas flow and see what I can come up with right along with you. So now, so we have it as a pocket, but now we just need to put glue on one side to attach it to the page. There probably was a better way to do this, and we'll probably figure it out as we go. Okay, but this one will be okay. So let's just, got a little glue in there, so I have to wipe it off. Okay, so then I'm going to slide this up and just attach it. And then you will have a tuck spot at the top of the, right here. And I'm going to decorate it up, so I'm not going to do anything to it yet as far as putting a hole in it or anything. I'm going to figure out how I'm going to decorate it up first. So now we're to this flap, and I'm not sure yet what I want to do with that one. Just looking. Let's go back up here. Why don't we decorate a little bit while I'm thinking about it? While I think about the other pockets, because we got a lot of things that came in this kit, so we may could use some of the stuff that came in the kit to work on those pages as well. So I've gone ahead and fussy cut out a lot of the, there's a lot in here. I fussy cut out the tags, the envelopes, and all the bits and pieces that go with this kit. And I've just put it in a glassine bag here so I could keep up with it. So I thought we could use some of this to decorate some pages as well. And then we have tags to go ahead and put in the pockets. There's tons to put in the pocket already. So I'm going ahead and speeding up the video as I decorate this journal because it's pretty simple things that I'm using to decorate it. And I'm just going to use the bits and pieces from the kit to decorate up the journal. So this little band here I feel like hides the seam line there on the page. And so I'm just going to go through and decide what needs to go where for each of the pages. So for this pocket, I want to add some lace just to decorate the top of the pocket up some. So I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac and I'm going to add a little bit of lace to the top of this pocket. And this is kind of an upside down pocket, so it's really a tuck spot rather than a pocket. So I'm going to continue to add lace and decorations to the pockets. So what have you all been up to for the new year? Have you been creating any journals, or are you working on cards? What kind of projects are you working on? Or are you like me? I haven't really gotten to a lot of projects. I've kind of lost my crafting mojo, and I tried to do a little bit last week or the week before. I can't remember now. I was doing the journal challenge, but I did a couple of days, and then that was all I did. And it's just been really hard to get my crafting mojo back together since the holidays. I didn't get much done in December either, and I kind of wanted to do quite a bit in December, but I didn't feel like it. And so now that we're into January, I am starting out pretty slow crafting. So I did think it would be fun to start out with this journal. Since it's kind of a simple little journal, it's not going to be anything large. I'm just going to add a few pockets to it. It's about 10 pages in the journal, and I'm just going to decorate them up using the kit. I'm not going to do a lot of additional stuff. So this is not going to be a chunky journal like I normally do. But I needed something simple to start back with, something to make a little journal or something to maybe get my creative juices going and to get my mojo back into crafting. Now here I'm just adding one of the little bitty journaling cards as a tuck spot, and then I'm putting one of the itty bitty tags in it. And I think that's really cute on this pocket. I think it decorates the little pocket up. And so for this pocket, I've gone ahead and decorated it, but I just want to add a few journaling cards and tags that's in the kit. This kit has plenty of tags, plenty of journaling cards, and bits and pieces to add to your pages. So you could make a chunky journal with this kit, but I wanted, like I said, I'm just keeping it simple since this is really my first big project coming back after the holidays and after crafting for, you know, taking a pretty big crafting break. And so I didn't want to go too large with anything. I didn't want to overwhelm myself because I wanted something that I could complete pretty quickly. sometimes when you can complete something quickly, you feel accomplished and it motivates you to try your next project and your next. And so hopefully this journal is going to bring my crafting mojo back. So here I'm just taking one of the little bitty journaling cards again. I'm going to create a pocket using it. And before I started filming, one day when I didn't feel like doing any crafting, I know I've told you this before if you've watched my other videos, but sometimes when I don't feel like crafting, but I really want to do something, but I don't feel, you know, energetic enough to actually create, I do like to sit and fussy cut. So that's what I did several weeks ago. I sat down and I fussy cut all of these pieces out, and then I inked a lot of them. And then the ones today that's not inked, I'm going back and go ahead and ink in those, the ones that need inking. But I did ink a lot of them. And so that was something I could do that I wanted to be working with my hands, but I really didn't feel like doing anything major. So sometimes I just do that. I love to sit and fussy cut, and especially when I don't have any ideas of what I want to create, or I just don't have the energy to do it. So now I'm just going to take all these pieces and add them to the journal. So this little envelope here, I'm going to keep it as, I'm not going to glue it shut. I just folded it up, and it's going to be a journaling spot. So it'll be one where it's going to stick onto the page here, and then you'll just open it up and you can journal inside. But I do want to be sure all the edges are inked pretty good so that you don't see the lines where I didn't cut exactly on the line correctly. And I really hated to glue this one down because the back of it was so beautiful. I love that print, but then I told myself you can go back and print another one. Go ahead and glue this one down since it's the one you wanted to, that's how you wanted to use it. But it was so pretty on the back there, I really didn't want to cover it up. But it worked perfect for this little spot, so that's what I did. I just glued it down. Now I did glue it down only on 3 sides so that I could use it as a pocket as well. So it's a little journaling spot that'll open up, but then it's also a pocket. So you can see here the little journaling card will fit in behind it. And then I may just add another one on the other side. I don't know yet how I'm going to do that. And then for the next little project in this book, I wanted to do something with this page. And I love these little journaling cards. I don't remember the shape that you call this, like a label type shape. I can't remember, but there used to be a punch with this shape years ago. And so what I thought, though, I like these, and I thought it'd be cute on the end of the page, but I'm going to let it be a pocket. So I'm going to attach it to the edge of the page. And then I'm just going to flip it over and add another one of these journaling cards. But this time, since I am going to flip it over, I can go ahead and flip the journaling card over so that it is right side up. Hopefully that makes sense. When you flip your page up, if I didn't, it would be upside down. So I'm just going to flip it over so that it's right side up, so that, you know, as you're flipping through the book, nothing's upside down. And I'm just going to glue it on 3 sides, or not all the way 3 sides, just the top edge and then halfway down the sides of the journaling card. That way, this will be a great tuck spot or pocket for this page. And so this way you have a tuck spot and pocket on both sides of the page. And here you can just tuck the little tag up in there. And I think I'm just going to tuck it upside down just like that. So I am jumping around decorating this because as the ideas come to me, I just do them when I'm decorating. And so I decided that I wanted to finish up the cover. So here is a little flower from the fussy cuts in the kit. And then here's a little butterfly. And so I'm just going to add them to the cover. And I think this will be the last thing I add to the cover. I think this is going to be the completed cover. And I've decided I'm not going back and adding any lace or anything. I'm going to leave it like it was because I like it how it is, even though one side I was showing you earlier about the lace. The more I worked with it, the more I like how it is. So I'm just going to leave it that way. And then I'm just using some book page here and another one of the little cards from the kit and a little bow that came in the kit as well, just to decorate this page up a little. I thought the first page needed something on it because it looked a little plain. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to add one of the stamps, and the little butterfly to the band that goes across the page. And that way kind of decorates it up. So now I'm just adding decorations to the pages just to decorate up the journal and have it ready to go for whoever uses it. I don't know if I'll use it or if I'll give it away or if I'll sell it, but I think it would make a great writing journal because I left a lot of the pages for writing, and the way it's a tablet style, I think it works out perfect to journal on. And so I think the pages are easy to access when you're flipping it up. It's easy if you're left-handed or right-handed, and it's easy to access the pages and they lay flat. But you could chunky this up. Whoever gets this, or if I use it, when you add photos, you add different little ephemera and different things to the pages as you go along when you're journaling. You could add more to this and make it a chunky journal. So here's another one of the little pockets from the kit, and I thought some of the little pockets would be cute added to some of the half pages, or they're not quite half, they're a little bit under half, but I thought they'd be cute added to the edge of some of the pages. So I'm just going through and decorating them up. I decided that not all the pages had to be the same length because I was going to adjust them, you know, either make pockets out of them or add more paper to them, but I decided that all the pages did not have to be the same length. And you will see later on I decided to go ahead and tear some of the pages. So some of the pages I did nothing with. I'm just going to tear the edges and ink those so that it kind of looks like it was intended to be just part of a page. So now here's the little envelope that we created that is going to be a journaling spot, but also I decided to add one of these little bitty pockets from the kit. Inside here was some of the itty bitty tags and journaling cards. I thought that's a cute little hideaway for these bits and pieces. It's also a good little spot to put some of the stamps and ephemera so that you have bits and pieces to use when you are journaling in the journal and you want to glue some, you know, some images to the pages and things. I felt like adding those to the pockets there would be a great way to keep up with them. So as you're using the journal, you can pick them out of there and decorate your journal. So here's another little band that came in the kit. I'm just going to cut it down and use it to tuck my pocket, to tuck my envelope flap into. I couldn't even think of the word for that. So I'm just gluing it on both ends, not all the way down, and that way the flap can stick under it, because once I added those little ephemera pieces, and I thought the more you could add in there to hold on to for your journaling, then you're going to want a way to keep this envelope shut so that it doesn't just flop open all the time. So here you can see what I was talking about. I'm just going through on some of the plain pages and just tearing the edges, and I'm using my tearing ruler just to give that little effect on the edge. Plus it helps me to hold the page down when I use the ruler. So if you don't have a tearing ruler, you could just use a plain ruler. That way you don't tear all the way down your page. So here is the completed journal. I really love how it turned out. I loved how the cover turned out. That flower just works perfect with this fabric, and I didn't even plan it that way. I love when things work out like that you don't plan. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably do a complete flip through of the journal in another video. Well, here's a little peek of how the journal turned out. I've gone ahead and loaded some of the pockets with journaling cards and tags, and then I've left a lot of pages blank for writing, and then I've decorated up a few pages. But this is just a quick flip through of it. But I think I'll do a separate flip through video just in case there's those who, I know some people don't like to watch process videos, but they like to see the flip through of the journal. So that's why I'm making it into another video. So if you do like to see the flip through and you want to go to that video, then head over to that video. I will link to it below. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.